Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your man, Jay Kevin, with my friend
Leif Taylor.
Here, two shy guys in a mic coming. I don't know if we coming from a beautiful place, a different place, but let me tell you guys, you ladies out there, it is very beautiful and the energy here is good. Sitting here looking out over the city like some boss, some kingpin, which hopefully one day I hope to bring to a reality, but for now I'll just live stream and talk about it and keep talking about it until I'm living about it. But real quickly, let me get out my data points before I forget them. I just came from the gym, came from the grocery store, so I got a lot of data points and stuff floating through my head.
Let's get them out.
And before my man knocks me off guard, let me give it out. We titled the show "Liberated to Live," and just given that right now, this weekend, where we're at this point in time, with wherever you may and what time you may consume this content, just right now at this point, the majority or a lot of the masses as far as society is geared towards liberation and freedom through relationship with God, your Heavenly Father, through Jesus Christ, given that for some this is Passover, unleavened bread weekend, and for others this may be Easter weekend, whichever one you could adhere yourself to. That's a whole nother topic and show, but we'll just say that the minds of majority or a lot of people today is geared towards liberation spiritually. But what does that actually mean? Why is it that during this time, during this appointed time, during this season, that the agenda is geared towards liberation? The season is geared towards being liberated. Liberated to do what? And we just talked, and I just wanted to talk about being liberated wherever you may find yourself in life, being liberated to live and not just exist. So whatever the main theme that I want, that we hope comes across in this live stream today, is that we want to encourage, inspire, and promote and push to you all that you grab hold on, that wherever you find yourself, you take hold of the idea that you're not here just to exist, but you are here. If you're able to consume this content in a relative state of comfort, just know that you're in a great position, a great place where in your freedom, in your relative freedom and liberation, that you're able to pursue a life that you want to, that you desire to, with the relationship with your Heavenly Father. That's always going to be something that comes out of my mouth, just because that's my calling. That's my gift. My gift is to push, prompt, and promote you, regardless of what your beliefs are, that you take these inborn gifts and you use them for your customized design's purpose, and that you surround yourself with a like-minded community that will help keep you in line and help keep you going in that direction. Let me tell you, I'm a little more heightened up now just because of the location change, and that when you surround yourself and you align yourself with a community of people who are going in a direction that you want to go in, it's invigorating to see people do things that you would like to do and that are moving in a direction that you would like to head in. So this is why you want to align yourself with the community, a tribe of people that are doing it, and just being in relationship with my man Leif, and then his partner, my other friend Leif, Big Mar, Lamar, and some other people that I've surrounded myself with. It's always it's good to see other people do good. You know, we don't subscribe to being jealous or envious when other people do good. It does nobody any good when you stay in that state of mind.
Not at all.
So we subscribe to, when you see your brother, your sister doing good, you give them the nod, you give them the high five, the special shake, and you say, good job. One day I hope to be there. Or, hey, you think you could hook a brother up? You know, hook a brother up. Let me get a chair or something in there.
Just like the standpoint of liberated to live in community. The good thing about when your brethren or whatever, when they come up, they bring you up as well. They share in the blessings and those kinds of things, especially from a Christian's perspective. If you look at all the festivals of God and look at all the different things, it always involves everybody.
Yes, the
church,
community.
Yeah, the church is the people, period. It's not a building. It's not a sanctuary. It's the temporary sanctuary of your body, right? So when we talk about the church and we talk about, celebrating together, it's all about community. It's all about people having a common vision. It's all about people working together. And so anytime that, you should rejoice when your brother rejoices, when your brother weeps, you should weep with him. And that's the kind of thing that we live out. That's the kind of thing that we believe in and we practice. And we try to pass it on to as many people as possible, especially in this time, this season. We're talking about resurrection, whether you're celebrating Easter or Passover.
Yeah.
It's the same theme in the terms of new life, new beginnings, those kinds of things. And so walk in freedoms. Walk in the freedom of I'll paraphrase it like this. Knowing that you have power to overcome all kinds of obstacles, walking in the freedom of everyday life becomes a lot simpler. And if you truly believe that, and I want to challenge everybody listening today, I challenge preachers, laymen, all walks of life, that if you truly believe in the power of the God that you serve, then why not walk in it? Walk in it. I meet a lot of preachers. I've actually talked to a lot of preachers that, they're powerful when it comes to the sermon, but when it comes to making certain moves in life, they're very hesitant. And I'm like, hold on, you sat up here and preached all of this power, all of this knowledge in the pulpit, but when it comes to the practicality of living it, why do you fall short? Why do you become then fearful?
You want to say all areas of life, because they may be powerful in one area, but not so good in another, which is one of the reasons why you want to be in a community, so that you can be called to the carpet on the other areas.
You got to be challenged.
Be challenged and say, hey, we got to turn all the, we want to be turned up on all the knobs in your life, not just one. We need you maxed out on all the, there's that one brother that just comes in, just maxes up everything. Let's turn it all up.
You got to make the equalizer.
Don't even worry about it. Just turn it all up. Blast it. You pull up beside that. I used to be that brother. You pull up in my little Honda with my wheels sticking out. And I have those wheels, pop. I want my bass pumping. I want everybody's house shaking and everything. So you want to be that person that you live in the life that when you come through, you shaking up movers and shakers, everybody. I don't care who's in the room. Rothschild, Jay-Z, Warren Buffett, who's ever in the room, you want to shake it all up, right? That's the kind of lifestyle we want you to live.
Yeah, and also it just takes proper planning, proper perspective, and believing that you can, right? And this is not just a positive thinking type thing to where you should think positively for sure, but it's positive action as well. You have to have intentional actions. You have to have intentional mindset. If you want to be free, you got to have a game plan of freedom. You have to. And again, first you got to first want to be free. You have to truly desire for freedom, and you have to define what that freedom actually is. Different people have different variations on what freedom looks like to them. Map that out for yourself. Figure out how you're going to get out of the bondage that is captivating you at the particular moment in time. Figure out what that looks like. When I'm free, what does that look like to me? What is a bondage free life look like, and how do I enact that? How do I enable that? Who do I talk to? Who is living the paradigm that I'm trying to mimic or trying to follow? Whose footsteps can I follow to get out of this? And all of those kinds of things, right? There are plenty, again, that's why it takes people. There are plenty of people that can give you wisdom. They can give you tips, guidelines. They can tell you where the snares are and all of these different things in the path that you're trying to get on. But you have to first establish that you want to get on that path and that you truly want a life of liberation.
Well, this is going back to the first point, and that this is a cyclical thing too. So don't worry if you miss it one cycle. Believe me, as long as you have breath in your life, you can always catch the next cycle. I remember hearing somebody say that I did $1 million, $1 trillion ideas, faith-filled ideas are a dime a dozen. It's the execution that really matters.
It's always the execution.
So just real quickly, that's why, we started off the show, and that at this time of the year, everybody's minds, thoughts, and hearts is tuned into this being a state of liberation. And then also you talked about seasons. This is springtime for a lot of people in many different areas. Even if it's not springtime, even if you're going into wintertime, just know that the system, the cosmic system that is set up, the cosmic calendar is set up that at this point in time is a time for liberation, and then also for a point of walking and moving and making the decision and actually living that out and putting that plan into action. And just know that you will have resistance. There will be strong resistance.
Yes, for sure.
And it's not going to be a cakewalk. As I'm talking, I'm thinking about the children of Israel going into the promised land. Yeah. It's like, I got some land of milk and honey, but you're going to have to go through some giants, some troubles. People will die. That's a fact. People will die. People will get hurt. Things will happen. But just know that nothing's going to happen that's not ordained or supposed to in your life. So the most important thing is having your relationship such that with God, that information that's received, you know that you're moving in the proper direction. I had a conversation with a young man. I won't say his name. Just before we got on, he called and we talked about some things, and I know where he's coming from, and that he talked about his vision and dream that he know without a shadow of a doubt, he believes that at the core of his soul was given to him by God, and it's with respect to some things. I know he was, just because of my relationship with him, I know that he was telling the truth, and that what the dream that he had actually matters. And that, so this is the type of thing I'm talking about, in that you have to make sure that your relationship is such that whatever information is downloaded into you, that you know where it came from, you know the source, and you know exactly that it's meant for you, because in that the gifts that you have will be put to proper use. Does that make sense? Even, for example, I know that I have the gift to prompt, push, and encourage and inspire people. I want to make sure that I'm pushing and encouraging and motivating you to do the right thing. Exactly. And I don't hear saying, hey, go smoke it up, turn it up, do what you want to do. I can't misuse my gift, you know. So I want to make sure that you're properly using and channeling your gift, and that you're properly in a purpose-filled position designed just for that gift to be channeled into. And then you want to be in a godly community, a community of like-minded people, a tribe of imperfect people, where there's going to be infighting. Just thinking about the nation of Israel, thinking about Wakanda. Wakanda as a nation was a community, but they had tribes that actually killed and hated and did, at various points in times, they came to get a war against each other. But the national interest at large was always at the forefront of the different tribes and people. So, woo! I had to get that out. Yeah, let it out. Yeah, exactly. We need a horn, man, so I can sound it out sometime.
But yeah, just going back again to what we're talking about is walking in a liberated state of life. It's more than just a mindset. It's everything. It's everything that you do. Everything that you do should have purpose. And again, it's not something that happens overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of concerted effort. It takes concerted effort amongst the people in your tribe, in your nation, so to speak. It takes a concerted effort in your family. It's something daily that you work toward, and some people will achieve it faster than others, but you want them to. If you're all working together and somebody gets to their milestone faster than you, then that's an awesome thing.
It makes it believable.
Yeah, not only it makes it believable and tangible, but they can help you. Right?
Yeah.
That's the benefit of following after somebody else's footsteps, because once the path is laid, then guess what? You can start funneling more people through that path, and they can get there in a lot faster pace. So again, it's all about taking sagely wisdom from people. It's all about studying. And I definitely want to hone in on the studying real quick.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine, shout out to my dude Ray Sean, he was talking about people complain about a lot of different things, and they throw out a lot of information, but they don't really study.
Yes.
So make sure that you study, that you have a solid foundation, that you have a solid foundation and premise from which you state your ideas or you base your ideology. Make sure that you understand whatever it is that's going to cause your liberation. Make sure that you understand it thoroughly. Take the time out. Get away from the entertainment. Even if we're a distraction for you, just get us out of the way.
We'll be here.
Yeah, start focusing on what you are supposed to be doing. A lot of times, studying is hard if you're not used to it. If you're not accustomed to it, it can make your head hurt. You get irritable. It's like entertainment is just as addictive as sugar. And so divesting yourself from entertainment can be a difficult thing for a lot of people. And truly, and here's a true statistic. Poor people read less than rich people.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Leaders are readers, as they say.
Yes.
And whenever you look over whenever you go into a wealthy person's house, one of the things they'll have in the house is a large library.
Yep.
And one of the things you'll notice in the poor person's house is they have a large DVD collection.
Or streaming collection.
Streaming collection nowadays, or games or whatever. Yes, the studying factor cannot be pounded on enough with respect to today.
Yep.
And developing and cultivating. We've talked about this in the past.
Yep.
Cultivating the art and skill of deep thought, and that we live in an age where we have access to all of information that has ever been produced in humanity is at your fingertips. So it takes you having a relationship with God, knowing your gift and knowing your purpose, and know where to direct and hone in on when it comes to your life and your skills and your development. Because we all are all at risk of getting the shiny toy syndrome, where it's like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. They say, you're 60, 80 years old and you're still going to look at this until the day you die, and haven't cultivated nothing. So that cannot be pounded on enough. And that's a simple place to start. Believe it or not, it's just picks up, know where you're at and start learning and cultivating it. And believe me, you'll start focusing in on the things that needs to be focused on. This is one of the dangers and one of the greatness of actually cultivating and studying, and that this stuff happens automatically just with the way we're designed as human beings. Just to be human is easy.
Yeah.
The world we live in is designed for you to be non-human, so you have to domesticate yourself and become wild and raw, so to speak, a wild human. That's what we want you to be, helping you level up so you can become wild and raw.
Ain't me the loud. I want you to be wild and raw. But anyway, yeah.
That hashtag, wild and raw. We're going to put that on. That's going to be the next Wakandan design.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Have a picture of a wild, have Leif like a little, I don't know, sackcloth or something, shirt off. We want you wild and raw. Wakandan.
Yeah, but truthfully, again, it's just getting down to the essentials of what you want in life. Liberation. Liberation is a very hard thing. Freedom is hard for a lot of people to swallow.
Yeah.
Freedom to a slave is a difficult thing. So you got to overcome that mentality. You got to understand that mentality. You got to understand the things that are shackling your mind. And again, you have to unlearn. There's a lot of unlearning that has to take place. Because going from a place of not having to a place of abundance is a very difficult concept for a lot of people to grasp. It sounds easy, but it's really not, because you have what do you call it? You have when you don't have, you have a lack
mentality, poverty.
You have an impoverished mentality, and so because, for example, I'll give a perfect example. Will Smith, he talked about when he started making a lot of money, he was still operating out of an impoverished mindset because he was always fearful that everything was going to be taken away from him. He was fearful every day that it's like, man, he said, okay, I got this much, but if I don't keep doing this, then I'm going to lose everything I have. And that was a driver, but it was he was driven from fear. And that's the thing that you have to make sure that you're not being driven by is by fear, especially when you're raising children.
Yes.
When you're thinking about the things that you want out of life. That's why representation matters, because a lot of times if you don't see the representation that somebody that looks like you or somebody from your background can achieve something, then there's always something in the back of your head typically that keeps you from really putting yourself out there, and then you start making excuses. Well, they didn't like me anyway, or whatever. There's an abundance of different things that can happen.
You start rationalizing.
Yeah, where people start shooting themselves in their own foot, and the only thing that's holding them back is truly themselves.
Them.
Yeah. So definitely don't operate out of a fear of scarcity. That's what it is. Out of a mindset of scarcity. Operate out of a mindset of abundance. There's plenty of things on this earth. The government in particular makes money scarce to where you can start cultivating this mindset of scarcity. So everybody's fighting against one another. They're fighting, everything is competition, but everything truly isn't competition. This world is truly more than enough. It has more than enough resources for all of us. So even if my man Kevin and I are doing the exact same business, who cares? It's not competition because there's more than enough to go around.
One person can't handle all.
Yeah, and then so if you start thinking about that and start operating your life like that, then you can cultivate more partnerships. You can cultivate more community. You can cultivate a drive to where everybody can work together, and I'm not fearful of him trying to stab me in my back for something that we all can have. So that's all I got to say on that.
Cool. Well, what do you think, man? You think we
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Just be liberated. Understand what that means for you. Understand what freedom means. Do a regular inventory on what that is and how you're achieving.
Yes.
Give yourself a scorecard. Figure out, and any progress is good progress.
Man.
So again, I'm taking this from Tony Robbins. He said people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a decade.
Wow.
So in other words, you expect to do more today, and then you underestimate how much you can do in a decade. So think about that. Figure out what it is that you want for you. Figure out how you're going to get there. Figure out who you can work with to help you get there. And not only that, help them get to their goals as well.
Yep.
It's not just about you alone. It's about the collective us. And when you start operating like that, when you start operating from a base of love instead of a base of fear, things will open up for you, and they'll open up for you in terms of opportunities, because if I know that my man Kevin cares about me, then that makes me more inclined to care about him. So if I see opportunities for him, it's quid pro quo, and it occurs naturally.
It just happens.
It occurs naturally. It's not something that you have like, man, if I get Kevin this, then he'll give me that. There's none of that. It's like, I want to give Kevin something because I know he's a good dude. I want to help him out, and then it's reciprocal.
It's reciprocal.
It's just reaping and sowing, and then that's the way life tends to go. And if you're a thief, they say there's no honor amongst thieves, because guess what? If I'm willing to steal from somebody else, I'm willing to steal from you as well.
Yep.
Think about that.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Well, hopefully, we said something that will help you along the way with respect to the next couple of days and on forward, and help you cultivate the mindset of and can stay in the vein of liberation, leveling up to liberated life in all areas and endeavors of your humanity. So thanks for joining us, two shy guys and a mic.
Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day. Love, peace, and happiness, and all the good stuff.
Peace and blessings. Can he hit the button?